Hey guys, welcome to another haul video. I just got done filming the Manga Bros podcast, so I figured that may as well get all my filming done and do my haul video since it is the end of the month. This time I will do a separate Western comic haul video. Probably not today, but maybe this weekend, tomorrow, or soon. And I'm probably going to do like a couple of months of Western comic hauls put together because I haven't gotten that much, but together is enough for a pretty good video. So let's just get started. I'm kind of crashing now. I took a nap before the podcast, but now I'm kind of crashing. I don't know why, but let's just start the haul. Okay, I don't have too much stuff. We're gonna get through this quick. And let's get it started. The first book that I got is The Solvent Classroom by Junji Ito. I had already read this, and I actually didn't like it that much, but it was pretty cool. At least I didn't like it at the time, but this book stayed on my head for a while. I don't know what it is, but basically there's the characters in this room. Whenever he says sorry or apologizes to anybody, they start melting. Like, maybe not right away. It takes a little bit to actually, like, for it to actually start, but they start melting. And then this kind of escalates, like Junji Ito stories tend to do. And for some reason, that fact that he apologizes and people start melting just stuck with me. So, and whenever somebody would apologize profusely, IRL, I would immediately think to this book. So I kind of think of it fondly, and I mean, it's not a bad book by any means. It's your standard Junji Ito fare. It's a little bit sillier than usual, but it's just a lot of fun in general. And yeah, I mean, I would recommend it if you like Ito, but I would put this on the bottom of your Ito priority list. Whoop. Alright, now the next book that I got is another, I think it's a horror book, and it's again manga, which I had one of these in a previous haul, but it's again manga, which basically means that I think it's an underground manga from independent artists in Tokyo, or something like that. I am not sure. Here, I'll actually read you the blurb. Indie manga from the Tokyo underground. Gen stories are published nowhere else in the world. They come straight from the artist in Japan to you. We translate the stories and put them out as they are created. But yeah, I heard a YouTuber, Lath, has actually mentioned this. This and the other book that I got, Sorako, on one of his videos. And so I got them because they were really cheap. These were like $3 at Book Off at a used bookstore, which is pretty good, and the art is interesting. It doesn't look, I mean, it looks distinctly manga, but it also has its own kind of feel to it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is Weird Tales of Horror and the Bizarre are part of a peculiar vision of the world in this collection of short stories. I don't know, we'll see what it is. Something kind of interesting. Now, these I got kind of, I got volumes 1 and 2 for pretty cheap, and then later on I found the other two for pretty cheap as well, for I think $5.50 each. And this is a series that I kind of wanted to try out, and I found it cheap, so I may as well give it a shot. I think it's supposed to be a shonen, sort of, but it is called To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts, and it's about, I'm pretty sure if it's like an alternate version of the Civil War if there were demons or like demon people or something like that. I don't know, something along those lines. Yeah, basically monster super soldiers. But yeah, it seems really cool. The art looks great. Let me actually see if I can find you some good art to show you. But yeah, the art looks really cool. And I got volume 1, got volume 2, 3, and 4. And I think there's like 5 or 6 out right now. So that's kind of like a little experiment. I don't know if I'm gonna like it too much, but we'll see. And then we got a manhwa, actually. This is a Chinese manga called The Other Side of the Mirror, and it's only 2 volumes. It's got this cool reflective cover, and I'm kind of interested to see what this is about. Joss Whedon recommended it, and the back blurb, which I don't know, might not mean much. But I like Joss Whedon as a comics writer, and I'm just kind of curious to see what this is, what the deal is with this. It's a romance and a drama, but it supposedly deals with some interesting themes. So I'm pretty curious to see what it's about. This is the whole series, published by Tokyo Pop, and I found these for I think $3 a pop in the clearance section of Book Off. Like a lot of things that I find, so I picked them up just to give it a try, because I mentioned in a previous haul video that one of my New Year's resolutions was to check out manhwa, and I already got Shaman Warrior for the Korean side of things, and I got this for the Chinese side of things, and we'll see how I like the subtle differences, or I assume are subtle differences. Alright, now this is an interesting find. Also at Book Off, I found Orion by Shiro Masamune, the creator of Ghost in the Shell. I had never heard about this at all, but I found it, and obviously since it's standalone, I picked it up right away. And it's got some really cool art, as his art usually is. I haven't read Ghost in the Shell, but I have looked through it quite a bit. And it just looks really, really good. So we'll see if this is any good. Alright. Now this I just got yesterday, also Book Off, and this is Shigeru Mizuki's Hitler. I know he's the one, Mizuki's the one that writes those Japan history manga, which seem really interesting, and I probably will get around to it eventually. Yeah, but this is pretty cool, and I've been getting some historical comics recently, like Berlin, and I got something else recently, but I can't really think of it. But yeah, this should fit pretty well with those reads. The art is it's good, it's very good, but it's definitely not what you would expect for something like this. Reminds me a little bit of Tezuka style, but a little bit more cartoony, or maybe even satirical. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And I got this as well yesterday. This is something I've been meaning to pick up, Ran on the Grey World. I wasn't really in a rush to pick this up because it's not all out yet. I think 2 volumes are out, and there are 6 or 7 volumes total, I'm not sure. But I had been looking forward to this because look at that cover. Look how gorgeous that is. That is beautiful. And the back is equally as gorgeous. And the inside art is also really, really cool. Really cool. So yeah, look forward to reading that. Then we got some stuff from Right Stuff. These were pre-orders, so we got Inside Mary Volume 2 by Shuzo Ishimi. I can't wait to read this. I really liked his Flowers of Evil, and it's probably one of my favorite manga. Then we got Golden Kamuy Volume 8, which is another series that I've been really enjoying, and I have to continue. Then we got Wandering Island Volume 2. Which I'm kind of almost surprised that it's actually out, because I think it had been a while and Volume 1 is kind of out of print. But this series looks really cool, and it's got some great art that reminds me of Children of the Sea, and should be pretty interesting. The premise also is pretty cool. As far as I know, she's looking for literally a wandering island. And then I got My Soul Exchange Diary Volume 2. Sorry for the nudity. And this is the last volume of the trilogy, kind of. It's not really a trilogy, but this series is only 2 volumes long, and then there's a series that preceded this that is basically the original. But I'm looking forward to that, and I mean, I showed it off in the last haul. I showed off the other volumes, but it's got pink on it, a lot of pink. And it's a really interesting style. And I also want to show you this. At the end, they have a little, like, I don't know, prologue, or I don't know what you would call it. But basically, it's her art without the pink. And it looks amazing. It looks really good. Like, I just kind of wanted to show it off because I want to see, like, an actual manga, like, non-colored actual manga from this mangaka, because they would be really good looking. Then we got, this was back order on Right Stuff, I guess, because it took them a while to send it to me. This is After Hours Volume 3. This is the last volume of the series. This is a thick boy. Like, the other ones are like half the volume of this one. A very thick boy. This is a Yuri manga. Supposedly pretty mature, pretty adult relationship. And it looks really down to earth, and I'm really looking forward to it. It also has a lot to do with music, from what I can tell. So, should be pretty interesting. And this was actually a really good find at Book Off. Nimbo and the Bugs from Hell. This is a Hino horror. And this is actually the second part of that story. And I honestly don't know if I'm going to read this unless I find the other volume. But it's pretty interesting just to have in general. It was only $3. And it's got some really cool art, which I know a lot of you are familiar with. I wasn't really familiar with him that much, but he basically looks like a predecessor to Junji Ito, and maybe even Shintaro Kago. But his art looks really cool, and I might even read it just as it is to see how this stuff is. No, not a lot of stuff left. Now I also got the remainder of Monster. These are some kind of random volumes. We got volume 4. Volume 4. Then we got 7. 8. Oops, almost dropped it. And volume 9, which is the last one. And I just started reading Pluto, so I'm really excited to eventually get around to this. And now we got like a nice pile of books right here. And these were books that I got for the Otaku's Farm book club. We are reading these, well, not all of these, but a lot of these for the month of February and now March. I am very behind on my reading. We're supposed to be on book 4 right now, I think, and I'm still on halfway through book 2. But I'm enjoying this series quite a lot, which is Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga Volume 1, Volume 2, and I'm just about halfway through this. Oh, not even halfway, actually. Then we got Volume 3, Volume 4, which has one of the best covers. Volume 5, and Volume 6, again with a really good cover. Yeah, but these books are really nice looking. They're really cool looking, and they feel good. They feel good to read. The binding is good. The art is good. The pages are nice. Let me show you some art here. Trying to find a cool scene to show you. I'll just show you like any old scene, really. But yeah, the art looks really good, and supposedly it improves. Let me show you something from Volume 6. I don't know if this is when, because this series became a monthly at some point, and the art improved drastically as a result. And I don't know if you can really tell from that. I don't really want to spoil myself or you guys. But yeah, this is a pretty good series. There are 10 volumes out now. I got it on Amazon, which I usually don't do. But most of them came unscratched or undamaged. But I had to replace Volume 1 once, which went fine, so no big deal. And that's the entirety of my manga haul. That's the whole thing. And we also got this bad boy right here, which if you've seen my channel before, you know that you probably know that I did a video on this. Control T+2 Inuyasano art book. If you wanna see the insides, I go through literally every single page of this in that video. It's a little awkwardly filmed, but it should still be fun if you like art books or you want to see the book itself. I think that about wraps it up. I think that's my whole haul for February. I know I said in the last video, maybe in the last video, maybe every single video I've said that I'm gonna try to get less manga because I'm running out of space, as you can see. But you know, it's hard to stop. I swear I don't have a problem. But no, I mean, I did get a lot less manga than usual. It seems like a lot because of Vinland Saga taking up so much space and being pretty long. But I'm pretty happy with that haul. It's a really nice haul. So that about does it for the video. If you want to see my comic haul, that should be up soon. Hopefully pretty soon. I definitely want to start doing some more comics videos. And I hopefully will man up and do a video essay pretty soon. But I think my first video essay, it might not be my first, but one of my first video essays is going to be on Poon Poon, on Goodnight Poon Poon, because it's my favorite manga and probably my favorite book of all time in any medium. And but the problem is I want to do it justice. It's a tough series to talk about, and I want to do it justice. So I may or may not do it so soon. I don't know. I don't want to really make any promises or anything. Don't really expect it. Take it as a surprise if it ever comes. Or I might do some other thing. I don't know. Maybe talk about some manga sequential mechanics or something like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.